Hey everyone, Mango7Roll here. How we doing today? Welcome to another episode of Epic 7, and today we're gonna go over my gear for all my units that I prepared for September, October. What month is it? I don't even know anymore. And I'm pretty happy with it this time. I built a bunch of units I wanted to use, and I didn't build any units that I wasn't happy with. And what I've always done every free equipment removal is built a bunch of units, then get really pissed off and then throw everything everywhere and just get angry and stop. But instead, I built units this time I'm happy with for the most part, and then threw every other piece of gear I could onto Phantasms. I would solve it right now, but I always end up having no gold at the end of free equipment removal, so I can't really fix or get rid of all the pieces of gear that I'm not using and will never use because I just don't have the resources to do it, and it feels kind of bad just like NPCing a plus 12 piece of gear, you know? So unless I'm doing that wrong, let me know what you do for that. But as you can see here, we'll go through all of my stats and why I did it this way. But right now I'm sitting at 294 of 450. And if we take a look at my gear, and let me just scroll through, I've got a lot, and I mean a boatload. As I choke on myself, a boatload of gear on Phantasms right now, and that's good because what I'm going to be doing is farming a ton of gold and then just getting rid of all of this. I have enough to make 4 6 stars right now, so I don't need to use any of these Phantasms. But we'll keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and as you can see, there is gear everywhere. Some of it's 15, some of it's 0. It's just a crapshoot. It's just an absolute disaster, and I've never been able to fix this because I always run out of gold, and then I throw all my gear on my leftover characters like this instead. So I've left all these people blank right now and a couple more, so if I want to give them gear, I'll be able to shuttle over gear from Phantasms for at most 300k gold, and I'm just not upgrading anything new until I get rid of my old stuff. That's just my rule from this point out. I'm not crafting, I'm not doing anything until that. Anyways, let's get to the gear here. I did not change my Arbiter Vildred because he's just works so well for me, and there's just no reason to change him. He's on basket. He's got 4100 attack, 214 speed. We'll go over here this time today, and then next Guild War, I'll forget to move it. 4100 attack, 9k HP, 214 speed, 100 crit chance, 98%, sorry. Bit of effectiveness, bit of critical hit damage. There's not much I can improve on this. Like there's some pretty good stats in a lot of places here. So I'm pretty happy with this. There's not much I can do. So he's gonna stay as is for a while. The Rylet's been something I've been kind of debating to change, but I left him the same. 4750 attack, 11k HP. 92% crit, 275 crit damage on a Dream Blade right now, but I might be moving him back to Violet Talisman. He's a little slow for my taste, but it is what it is. I've got this piece here. I'm not going to go through the gear on everybody. Actually, I will. I will go through everybody's gear, so just pause it if you want to see a specific piece of gear. But I might change him to Lifesteal or something like that. I'm undecided. We also have our Melissa here, and I'm just... like, I have a plus 15 Melissa. I had to build her, and I had New send me his Melissa, and I can't get his stats with my best gear. So I didn't go for the speedy version. I went for the fun Oxlots version, and she's sitting on 4850 attack, 88 crit chance, 335 crit damage. Yeah, 1200 defense, which is actually a lot. These are the gears here. I would like to replace this with something else. Like, we don't need the speed, we don't need the ER, we don't need the effectiveness. This is literally 14 speed, but or 14 crit chance, but I didn't have anything better. There's a couple pieces I'm not too happy with, so she's hard carried by a couple pieces of my gear. We also picked up Euphine to build. I wasn't sure what artifact or if I was happy with this set, but I wanted her as an option mainly to Oxlots with a little bit of speed here. And she's not really using any gear that conflicts with anybody else, so that's why I ended up building her. We've got our S10 here, too slow for my needs, but I ended up putting her on this set anyway. You can see for my gear, when I went through my stuff, it seemed like chests and helms held me back in every single slot on every single character. So that's what I'm definitely going to be working on. I have infinite boots, I have infinite rings, and I have infinite necks. So yeah, it is what it is. Our SSB is staying the same. It's been working out okay for me. We're missing an immunity weapon. That's the other thing. I'm going to be farming immunity, since that's really what was hampering me with stuff here. And this has been a decent set. It's been working. It's decently tanky, and I've been pretty happy with it. We geared up our Cerise again because she's just one of my favorite units. It seems stupid to not use her. 266 speed with 14k health. I'm pretty happy with that. A good amount of attack too, which is actually really important to me on Cerise. So there's that. And you can see again, the helms are just lacking, right? Like, this is like my best helm. And it's unfortunate. We left the Landy just like she was in the last showcase video. I'm not sure on this one, but I'm happy enough to try her and give her another shot with this. And this was the most fun I had with builds out of her, so that's definitely what I'm going to be doing. We've got our Alencia here, like one of my only characters with 100% crit rate. Got some pretty decent gear, but still missing stats, even with all of this gear. I might reforge this soon, just to get a little bit more speed, crit damage, and attack here. Decently happy with this. I feel like she's going to do a decent amount of damage, so it is what it is. ML Ken I had to nerf a little bit. I'm not sure why, like how I couldn't get him to what I used to. But this is my current ML Ken. A little bit tanky, a little bit damagey, a little bit everything. So that's him. We have our Pearl Horizon here as well. We kept her the same, I think, as before. And again, you can see my my helm and my chest are again causing me problems, and weapons are often causing me problems now as well. Like this helm here, I don't really use the crit chance or crit damage, and there's no speed, there's nothing, right? And then the chest piece here is one of the old 67 pieces when I have stuff like this on, right? And everything else is pretty decently good, so it's always the left side that's killing me. We also built Tempest Surin, kind of. I wasn't sure how to build her. I can get her to these stats here. She also doesn't have her self-imprint yet, so she'll have 14% more attack. Pretty happy with the weapon. Not happy at all with the helm, so this is something that has to change, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. Pretty decent chest piece, pretty decent neck. The ring is atrocious for her. Like, we don't really need the health at all. And then boots are pretty good. And we'll be reforging these boots as well. So she'll probably go up to about 195 speed when I'm done with her. Maybe 200. She'll go up to, I would say, like 3,000-ish or a little higher attack. And she'll go up to nearly max crit and 285-ish crit damage when I'm done with her. So I'm decently happy with her. But I haven't Molagored her. I haven't committed yet because I'm out of molas after Landy, but I think I might be doing it soon. Charles is one of the ones I actually wasn't happy with. I don't like this build at all, but there was really nobody else I was happy with this set, and it was just kind of sitting there, so I ended up throwing it on him anyway. As always, we've got a 67 weapon just causing problems here, and my crit damage necks are also causing problems. This is a blue piece of gear, but it does have 13 crit rate and some defensive stats, so it's not terrible. We kept our Fallen Cecilia as she is. Speed and HP for this set here. Pretty decent set. It's kind of doing okay, but not the best. And again, you can see my helms are just lacking 8 speed, 19 health, a little bit of attack, and 4 defense. It really, really brings the level of my characters down, because then I'm usually forced to use other pieces on the right side I don't want to. This is one I wasn't super happy with either. Not the highest crit damage, but this can be upgraded a little bit here. She's on crit. She's on crit counter, and this will be upgraded to 45. Which will give her that 100% crit rate, a little bit more health as well. And this one here will go up to 65%, so she'll go up to like 260 crit damage when we're done with this. And hopefully we get, I don't even know anything there with decent rolls. This one here, just a lot of defense, a lot of health. This one here, attack, crit damage, defense. This one here, just a lot of HP and a little bit of other things. We then have our Araminta, which I'm kind of excited to try out. We're going to try her on Abyssal Crown. little bit of HP, a little bit of defense, a little bit of attack, a little bit of speed, a little bit of effectiveness, a little bit of everything here for her. This is honestly one of my favorite pieces of gear. I love this one. And yeah, as you can see again, her helm is just like kind of sketchy, right? 12 speed, 85 flat attack, 9 defense, and 4 health. It's not terrible, but it could be a lot better. And this I will be bringing to 15 just because my health chests can go with a lot of other pieces. So even though it's not the greatest, it's still something I'll be using. We kept our Lilius as is, and I don't think that's a good idea, but I'm just too scared to change her because she just works so well for me as is. Like, this is something I should obviously be promoting up to 90. This one too, probably as well. It's not the best, but getting that extra speed would be great. This one too, maybe might be worth upgrading as well. Yeah, so she's got a little bit of everything. And the helm this is one of my best helms, actually, so I should be 90 in that as well. We then have a Rowana. I don't think I changed Rowana. I might have nerfed her just a little bit. She is just all sorts of messed up right now, but that's fine. I didn't really want to touch her. I mainly only use Rowana for PvE right now. But 181 ER, no speed, but she does have Idol's Cheer to boost people up. 1700 defense. It's really hard to kill her. It's really hard to debuff her. One of the new people this time around is Diene. I really like Diene, and for some reason I just never really ever built her. I don't know why, but I didn't. I actually kind of want to mola to that, but that's ridiculous, I know. She's on 15k HP, 1400 defense, 204 speed, 170 ER on a speed defense set here. There you go. Decent stats all around. Gotta love the attack and crit damage on her, but I just didn't have anything better. And our Cecilia we built as well. I'm not sure on the artifacts. Once I get more gold, I'll probably level up a second Adamant Shield or Aureus or something, just so I can field all of my knights. So she's on 1600 attack, 15 defense, 20k HP, 205 speed, a little bit of crits, lots of effectiveness, a little bit of ER. Defense, ER, health, attack on the helm here. A little bit of everything everywhere, and God, I am so jealous of everybody who rolled well on this piece of gear. Like, I am so jealous of you if you got, like, lots of attack or lots of health or lots of speed. I am just the most jealous. Adventurer Raz we built as well, just because I feel like he's too good of a unit not to build. I think I also have to awaken him as well. I don't know if I've done that. I think I have, actually. I think we did do it and just never used him. Yeah, we did do it and just never used him. So that's something we're going to be doing. And he's sitting on 220 speed, 20k HP, 1600 defense, 70 effectiveness, 26 ER. I'm not really happy with his defenses, but he was one of the last people I geared up, so why not? You know, he's got a little bit of everything. I'd like him to be a little more ER based, I think, but it is what it is. We also geared up Chu, and I have no idea what I'm doing with this set. I just really want to use Chu, and she was one of the later ones I did to kind of gear up. Honestly, the speed set on her is pretty solid, right? Like, she's got huge health here, crit damage, defense, ER, and some flat attack. She's got health, crit damage, crit chance, attack, defense. She's got health, speed, crit chance, like decent speed set. And then the two pieces here are just bringing me down. There's no HP on this, which is really bad for an HP-based bruiser. And we're using an eye level 67 here with just like the worst stats, but I just literally had nothing else. Trying to get her crit up a little bit. She's at 78. She's also doesn't really have much crit damage, but I'm going to have fun with her. So I'm pretty happy with that. It also bothers me how good crit chance imprints are, because if I had a crit chance imprint on her, I would have such an easier time to build her, right? Like, imagine if you had 17% extra crit chance on here. All of a sudden, you're up to 85%, and then you're critting on all the fire units. That's just insane. I wish I had that imprint. It's so, so good. We also built Holiday Euphine. Haven't decided on an artifact yet. Bit tanky, bit speedy, bit effective, bit attacky. She's just got a little bit of everything. I do really like to use Euphine. I think she's a great unit. A lot of people give her a bad rap, but I'm just really happy with her. And again, you can see here just another piece of gear I'm just not happy with in the helm slot, especially immunity. Crit chance I don't really care about. What I do care about is HP and attack. Neither of those stats are on this. 8 speed and 13 effectiveness are great. 19 defense is solid, but I'd rather have HP. So again, that's kind of holding me back here. And this one too, it's good because it has 10 speed and 14 effectiveness, but I don't really need the crit damage at all. It was just my best option. We have Oxlot sitting at 247 speed. I'm not sure on his artifact yet. Doesn't have the best setup here. I'm gonna use him very, very rarely, but this is a really good weapon. I'll use him very, very rarely, probably just for fun with Melissa when I know he's not gonna get outsped. So I'm okay with him not being super, super, super speedy. We left the Maid Chloe as is. I'm not sold on her gear either, just because immunity and then 70 ER. It's just like not really enough of anything, right? But she's does all the wonders in the world for me, and I love her to death, so I'm keeping her as is. Purgus we keep as is as well. Just a little bit of everything. I use my Purgus everywhere. This I'll probably bring to 15 just because it's a lot of HP, but it seems kind of bad, but at the same time it's a lot of HP and I use Purgus everywhere, and it just seems weird not to do that. We then have our Crow built right now, still on a blue pair of boots, and this is kind of where I just stopped building stuff. Once I'm putting on blue pairs of boots, I'm just like, you know what, we just need to stop for a little bit and back up and kind of fix what we have before we go further. He doesn't have the best gear. He's just kind of there when I need him. Got a little bit of everything here, and yeah, like attack, and you know, he's just kind of sketchy, but he's built. We then have our Armin, just kind of running her out for a test run. Not the best setup as always. We've got a blue neck that's just kind of bad. Just not, again, the best gear, but I do want to test her out a little more and have some fun with her, which is why we're trying this out here. We then have our Clury, which is, again, semi-built. Clury is missing Awakenings, and she's also missing skill tree enhancement. So if we take a look at her skill tree here, we're missing a lot of stats from this. Like, we're missing the defense, we're missing the speed. So her stats are not reflecting what she actually should be, but I will be farming for her runes and getting her set up, because I think I've been neglecting her too long, and she's just going to be very good for my compositions and stuff. So she'll probably end up at like 225 speed or something like that, and yeah, maybe a little more. She's using such a weird helm, attack and defense and crit damage and speed. We've been through this a lot. My helms just don't fit right. Yeah, the neck isn't that great either. Then we have our Sinful Angelica here. I did make her slightly better, but at the same time slightly worse. I wasn't really sure how to fix her gear. I needed her at a certain speed, and this is what we ended up with here. She's on a flat HP neck that we're probably going to bring to 12 at least, just to see if we get some ER or speed or health, and maybe go a little further on this. Looking at this neck, I probably shouldn't, so maybe I'll fix this after the video. We then also, I'm just on a prophetic candlestick just for funsies. We then have our Tamarin here, and Tamarin is basically just used for PvE for me. The team of Tamarin, SSB, Rowana, and Tamarin, SSB, Rowana, and Lilius are basically my PvE group that autos pretty much all of Hell Raid. So that's her gear. I also want to go look at Zella's neck here really quickly. Pretty good. I'd be happy with that. And then we have Destina here as well. Kind of not doing so great, but I had some pretty decent pieces. Like, as you can see, I started off with this set right here, trying to get this right side working. So I had this neck, I had this ring, and I had these pairs of boots, and I had not this chest, but I had a different chest on that was really good too. And then I just couldn't find a weapon and a helm again. So I have this one on her, which is actually really fantastic. This will be going to 15 for sure when I have some gold. And then this is just kind of there. I'll probably bring this to 12 and then stop, and then replace it when I get something better. But she's good enough to use right now. Not really high enough ER, but, you know, she'll do something, like especially when I get her HP up, and if anything rolls into ER, we're great. And that is it right now. That's all of the units I have built. And if we sort by CP and 6-star here, we can see all the ones I didn't build. So I didn't build Carrot, Chaos, Sigrid, Dizzy, Violet, Amomo, Wanda, Judge Kisei. I almost built Judge Kisei with the Melissa gear, but I put it on Melissa instead. Yeah, all these ones I didn't build. And as you can see, I broke my one-shot team as well, just because I'm going to be saving my leaves right now for the new hunts coming out. So there's no reason for me to really have a one-shot team right now. So that's kind of why I did that. So I'm just going to casually farm until those come out, and then figure something out there. I might also be throwing just like a random speed set on Elena as well, since I noticed I won a lot more Guild Wars when I was using her, so maybe that's something I should be doing. So yeah, overall, very happy with how this went. Maybe not the happiest with the gear themselves, but happy with the way I'm going to solve my problems for next month, because that's always what drags me down in this game, is excess gear. And having this much space right now is just blows my mind. I've never had this much space. Usually I sit at like 435 to 445 out of 450, and it's just a flippin' nightmare. So I really will be cleaning house next, basically this whole month, as I farm gear and sell gold, or sell gear for gold and everything. I'm gonna be cleaning house because there's so much I have that I don't know what to do with. Like, for example, I have this still. I have a plus 12 Septil as a mana. That was probably like the first one I ever got. And like, I don't know what to do with this. Do I just vendor it? Do I convert it? I don't need the conversion shards. Do I just sell it? Like, it just feels so bad. Like, I've been saving them to enhance other pieces with, but it costs so much gold that I haven't been able to do it, since every time they're off units is right after free equipment removal, which is right when I'm broke. So that's kind of why I'm doing it this way right now, to solve my bag space issues, because I just have so much. I have so much stuff. And this is after artifacts are gone too, which is kind of nuts if you think about. So anyways, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you'd like me to do these videos any other way, please let me know. If you have any questions about how to build specific units, just give me a shout and I can try to answer you too. So bye everybody.